Now, where did I? So you kind of told us a little bit about Harriet's.
Yeah.
And for
Harriet.
those who
Yeah.
don't know, Harriet,
Hmm.
I was watching the news. It was 2020, and you came on the news. It was MSNBC. I was like, "Oh, that's my
Oh my
cousin, right?" Like, everybody, come on, we're watching this. And I remember, I think it was John Hope Bryant who was
Yeah.
talking. He was on the same segment.
Yep.
Here it is, right? You had just opened,
Yep.
and the pandemic
And
hits.
I was telling them, listen, we need help. We don't know what to do.
Yeah, I remember that. Like,
I
how
was
how
like,
how long before the pandemic hit did you open the bookshop?
6 weeks.
Crazy,
6 weeks.
crazy.
So if you think about what you were doing 6 weeks ago from
Mm-hmm.
now,
Mm-hmm. I can remember that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
6 weeks is not much time to be in operation, especially for a retail business.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so 6 weeks. And had I, and I like to share this with people, and I've said it a lot, but I'll say it again, is that had I waited, had I hesitated,
Mm-hmm.
right, they wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like, oh, it's the pandemic, you can't open now, da, 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 da. It would have been all the, a plethora of more reasons why not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, had I just said, oh, I need one more month, I need 2 more months, like, because that happens all the time. I see it with people all the time. I do it too, but I know that thing where it's like, oh, da, da, maybe we should try in 6 months, and it's just like, yo, if you feel the urge and the unction to do it now, do it
Mm.
now. Do it
Yeah.
now. Because you don't they say it as a cliche, but it's not a cliche. Tomorrow is not promised.
You're right.
It is not
W-
promised. My
Was it ever?
grandfather, my grandfather just passed away in December, and I'm telling you, that has been some fuel in my tank because it
Mm.
was so unexpected, right? And it just took me for storm. And then 3 months later, my great uncle died. So it's like back to back, they both passed away. Huge male figures in my life, and both without any, like, warning. And so it's just like that. If nothing else, says like, Jenny, if you don't get out here and do what you came to do as hard
Yeah.
as you can do it, because we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here we, that's a part of my fuel. Is like, I don't know, and I don't want to die with regret.
That's good. Was there any time during the when the lockdown started happening and brand new business? Did you ever think about quitting? Just closing the shop. Say, all right.
Time, I still be like, okay, I'm just okay, all right. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. That first email, we got an email from the mayor that said, lock the doors right now. It was just very, like, abrupt. And even up till then, you remember, like, things were slowing down. It was getting
Mm-hmm.
weird outside.
Yeah.
People were coming in. It was like, ooh, it's getting a little weird. And Jazzy, my older sister, had called me and was just like, Janine, like, I've been following this. This is about to get bad. And she had told me, she was like, they're gonna say it's a few weeks, but this is way more than a few weeks. She had sent me, like, all this, like, hand sanitizer and bleach, like all the stuff that people couldn't get. She had put it in the mail early on. And I'm so thankful for my sister, by the way. I
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
always pay homage, because she's wise. And then, yeah, they when they shut us down, and you can ask them, because my sister was at the house. My mom came right before the shutdown. I was like, you have to get here. She was like, I'm going to Carnival. I said, the next day after Carnival, I need you on that flight. And she did that, and then she got stuck. And they were there at the house, and I wouldn't come home. I was sleeping on the floor of the bookshop. I was incredibly sad, and uh, besides wanting to quit the business, I wanted to quit life.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is like, it's just this. It felt way too overwhelming. It felt like I had put everything into nothing. It was like I had put my everything into a nothing burger, and now here we were. Um, and the lady who I owed rent to was not trying to hear. She did not miss a rent. Do you understand?
Wow.
She was just like, she was not that kind of landlord. And shouts to her, right? Because in her not being that kind of landlord, I couldn't be that kind of tenant. You
Ooh.
know, she was just like, nope, you owe it when you owe it. I was like, damn. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And she had already took a huge risk on me. She had already told me, like, this idea seems very strange. I don't know if you're going to be able to pull it off. And then at the end of that conversation, she said, but if you ever meet Oprah, you invite me. And I was just like, what? Like, she said that to me in the conversation after she just finished telling me she didn't really think it was a good idea. Bookshops, but she was just like, but if you ever meet Oprah, I want to invite me. I was like, okay, like, because who's going to be Oprah?
She was
right? I was like, well, who's going to be Oprah? Only to then have, Oprah's magazine has covered us twice, So, who knows?